would like to present the next speaker, Miss Rani. Miss Rani is again from Indonesia. So, Miss Rani, please, I'll give you the floor. Kindly introduce yourself briefly, and then we'll start with the topic. She will discuss about critical thinking for our decision makers or leaders. Thank you very much.
Yep, let me take turn. And Chris, thank you so much for the insight. It's very useful for us, especially who work in a HR field. So let me continue with mine. I will be focusing on critical thinking part, but this is more to the decision making for all leaders. So it will not only apply for us who work in HR, and hopefully can help to remind us, because this is something that not new, of course. This is something that we've been doing, but sometimes we just need a small reminder to remind, oh, this is the step that we did before, right? So short introduction about myself. I am an HR professional. I finished my study at psychology before, and I already take the certified of the human resource practitioners also. Been working in HR field for around 20 years right now. I'm now working for a small startup, came from Korea, called Tokotok. And then will be end my journey with Tokotok this month. So will be my final month with Tokotok. And this is also about me. I'm supporting Rita, our beloved leader. I'm handling the HR lead for the Indonesia, and I'm also a co-founder of a creative community. That's my LinkedIn if you might want to have a connect with me. So I will be specific talking about critical thinking. So let me get back to very step about it, about what is critical thinking. So how we analyze and then evaluate any issue in order to form a judgment. That came from the Oxford language. But the understanding, by the way, you can request to Mary to get the deck. It's just a very short one, just a reminder, so you can read it anytime you want. And then you know that this subject about critical thinking was being debated and taught since like a early Greek philosopher, such as Plato and also Socrates at that time. Because now will be very important also to us. Why? Because will be one of the tools for us for taking care the fake news. You know, the COVID situation, there is a lot of hoax and then fake news surrounding us, right? So will be a tool for us to help to analyze any fact and any information. And why this is very important, especially for a leader, because this can help us on understanding the link between ideas, determine the importance and the relevance of any arguments and ideas, recognize, build, and appraise arguments, identify inconsistencies and error in reasoning, approach problem in consistent and systematic way, and reflect the justification for their own assumption, beliefs, and also values. So skip this one. This is a reminder, as I mentioned, this is the reminder of what is the top critical thinking skills that we have to have as a leader. So we need to understand and we need to know how to analyze. We need also to be able to interpret and including the meaning of the process information is. And then also inference, meaning that we need to assess whether knowledge you have is sufficient or reliable. And then we need to also able to evaluate before we make any decision about the available information. And then explanation, communicating what we are finding and the reason clearly to others, because this is not only about talking to ourselves, but about leading the team on understanding the situation. And then self-regulation, how to monitor and constantly correct your ways of thinking. And also we need to be open-minded, and we need to be a very strong problem-solving person. That will be the top critical skills. And now let me go through the decision maker for us, a leader, using the critical thinking. So based on the McKinsey and Company, this is the roots on the problem solving process. So the process of examining your possibilities option, comparing them, and then choosing a course of action is very important. And decision making is also one of the steps in the problem solving process. An important task that relies very heavy on critical thinking skills. This is the type of the decision making that actually become part of our daily life as a leader. So there's a strategic and also tactical and also operational. And strategic as a long term, then tactical in a medium term, operational on, of course, on day to day, right? And then strategic will be made by the senior managers. I believe that from our audience today, a lot of also came from and the senior managers position. Then tactical will be made by the middle managers, and then operational, of course, will be taken by the junior managers. An example for the strategic part is aiming to be the market leader for our brand. That will be need to be prepared in the strategic way by the senior managers, right? And then in terms of the tactical one, like launching a new product and then opening a new branches will be the responsibility of the middle manager. And then for the junior manager, for example, regular on ordering the supplies and then creating the staff quota will be their responsibility. And this is the steps of the decision makings that related very closely with the previous discussion and also the steps about the critical thinking part. First, you need to identify the decision that we need to make. And then you need to gather relevant information about that. And then identify the alternative way that we can take for making the decision. And then you need to weigh the evidence to make sure like every possibility alternative in order to know which one is the best, and then choose among all of those alternatives which will be the best one, and then take the action on creating a plan, how to implement it, and from what alternative that you choose, and then also review the decision that you made and the consequences, because every single decision that we make, of course, there is a consequences that came after, right? And we need to be ready on that part also. And why decision making skill is very important, because it will save your time and your resources. When you make the right decision, will be more easier for you to start moving to the next step and the next level of the conversation. And then cultivate and maintain the respect of others in the workplace, especially when you are a leader. You need to make sure you make the right decision, and then people will follow you, right? And then that will be also help us on improve the productivity, because we are focusing on what we want to achieve. We are focusing on checking the right step that we will take to lead the whole team so they can achieve the right productivity that we want to go to. And then prevent mistakes and risk, meaning by preparing ourselves before making the right decision, by checking all the alternatives, checking all the possibilities, checking all the weaknesses and the strength that we found before we make the decision. It will prevent us from making unnecessary mistakes, and then also prepare ourselves on being ready to face if there's any risk that we have to take. A valuable critical thinking example. So this is like a short examples that actually we already practice it every single day. So it is just a reminder for all of us. So promoting a teamwork approach to the problem solving, and then self-evaluating your contributions to the company goals, practicing self-reflection. I believe everyone's doing this, making informed decisions, and then using your time wisely. That's an example that actually I believe everyone is already doing this on the daily work, right? And let me give like a short summary about the characteristic of the good decision makers with using the critical thinking one that we are discussed before. So being a good listener, it is not easy to be a good listener. Remember, listening is not about hearing what other people say, but also really focusing on them and listen to the feedback and give response on it. Me, Mary, and also Rita, and one of our team at the Asia HRM been doing such a, we try to strengthen each of us, and then we learn together to be a better person. So that kind of opportunity, if you join Asia HRM, you will find a lot of kind of opportunity to upskilling ourselves also. That's why I know one of it, I'm learning to be a good listener, better listener. And then the second one of the characteristic, having a clear set of priorities. You know exactly your priorities. You know what to do first, And when you lead the team, it will be very necessary for you to understand how to help them to set up their priorities. And also another characteristic is having an open-minded way of thinking. This will help us on understand the situation, the condition, the perspective of our team and our organization. That will help us improve our understanding and give us more point of view on helping us on making the decision. And then the next one is being flexible and willing to change. That also will help us to come up with a lot of new vision, new point of view, and understand any single point of view around us. And the last one is being realistic. What will be the best sometimes is not what will be the ideal. Why? Because we need to realize the situation, whether this can be go or not from our point of view. That's why having a very open-minded is also very important. So this is like a short summary that key critical thinkings are analysis, interpretation, inference, explanation, self-regulation, open-mindedness, and problem solving. In order to apply basic principle of critical thinking, you need to follow few steps, which including identify the problem, gather the data, analyze and evaluate, identify assumption, establish significance, make a decision, and communicate. To become a better critical thinking, ask simple questions, challenge common assumptions, be aware of your biases, and read more. That's my very short slide. Hopefully, this will be a good reminder for all of us that we have the responsibility to help our team to grow stronger and better as a leader. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ms. Rani. Thank you for your very informative presentation. So now I would like to open the question and answer for all the participants. So anyone who would like to ask questions about the knowledge that Mr. Chris shared with us or Ms. Rani shared with us, you are free to unmute yourself, okay, and ask them question directly. And those who would like to have the presentation of Ms. Rani, so I input my Telegram number on the chat box, so you can send me a message so that I can share it with you. Okay. So anyone would like to ask a question? I would like to acknowledge also the presence of Ms. Oshna. Thank you for joining us today. So we have a lot of people who've been supporting Asia HRM, right? So anyone, Ms. Chamron, do you have any question?
Thank you.
Ms. Oshna, would you like to know something about critical thinking based on the presentation?
No, I'm good. Thank you.
How about you, Ms. Chamron?
Thank you.
Also, if anyone wants to share their experience, especially on making the decision during this critical thinking situation, right? So I know that the COVID is really bring a big impact for everyone. So if you have any things that you want to share to us, because I also want to learn from the audience.
Correct, right? So everyone, it's a sharing platform. So we want to share and learn from each other's experiences. But before that, I would like to thank Dr. Michael Lu, okay, because he needs to leave now. Thank you for joining us today. I'm pretty sure we will see Dr. Michael, okay, for our future endeavors. We will have a lot. So, and also I would like to mention, while others are thinking for their questions or want to share their experiences, so we will have we will have a lot of sharing sessions in Asia HRM. So please do watch out our FB page, Facebook page, so Asia HRM. And also currently we have our Asia HR Women's Club, right, Miss Rita? So please do check our LinkedIn account also, Asia HRM. So we post our monthly sharing sessions, events. So please do check Asia HRM. .com and asiahrwomensclub.com. So anyone?
I think there is a
Okay.
question. There is a question
Yeah. So we have
Ms.
one
Rani.
question. Thank you, Miss Rita. So there's one question from Miss Nalen Peng. Can I know which step I will it will be take time and more difficult for critical thinking. So can I know which step it will take time and more difficult for critical thinking? I think this question is for Miss Rani. So among the 7 steps of the critical thinking, which step is more difficult and it will take time to do?
Okay, hi. Thank you so much for the question. So from the practice that I've been doing on, I'm still also learning, as I mentioned, that I need to be a very critical thinking leaders, especially when making the decision for the whole thing. So I think the most, time that I spend more is gather all the relevant information, because all the relevant information, we need to really make sure that at least we do our best to gather 360 information. So it will be very objective, and that will take time because we need to relook on the list that we already get the information, and we need to make sure that we already seeing it from a lot of different perspectives. That's why you need to challenge yourself whether you already gather the more information or not. Because after you have the ability to collect all the necessary information, make sure that at least it close to 360, you can find and identify the alternative of solution that you can go. Hopefully that answer your questions. Thank you so much.
Miss Nalin, did Miss Rani answer your question, or do you want to get more clarification or information from Mr. Chris? Is it okay, Miss Nalin? You can unmute yourself. So just let us know. Okay. So thank you for your question. Another one I would like to acknowledge, Miss Luba. Miss Luba joined us. Actually, she's currently in Russia right now. Thank you, Miss Luba, for joining us today.
Okay, so Marie, if you do have some time, I would like to introduce another club to every one of you and our upcoming event. Thank you very much. And again, it's Rita. Actually, Maria actually mentioned earlier that we have another club called Asia HR Women Club. And actually, we focus on 3 areas: on your career, on your well-being, especially now we are doing COVID. I'm pretty sure we have a lot of issues with employees' well-being, and as HR, we have to be responsible to take good care of them, right? So apart from well-being, we also focus on relationships, because we really want to create a roadmap to success and happiness for all the working women in the HR field. We start with human resources, because as a human resources managers, we need to take good care of ourselves in order for us to take good care of our employees. That's why we have started this club focusing on these 3 areas. And then from time to time, we organize a lot of webinars focusing on 3 areas. And this one I would like to introduce to you, taking this opportunity. Okay.
Yes, please, Miss Rita, please introduce Asia HRM.
Oh, okay. Asia. Okay. So this
sorry,
is
Asia HR Women's Club.
Yeah. So this is the upcoming webinar that we are going to have. Can everybody see it? Right, everybody
Yes,
can see. Okay, good. Basically, this woman, this speaker is is an expert in habit forming, because she has been in this field for many years, and her daughter actually is one of the best athletes in Malaysia. It all comes back to habits. That's why she's so kind to organize a session on how to use habits as a strategies, not just on combat our medical and emergency leave, but also to become a better person. So, and this webinar will be held again lunchtime next month on one of the Fridays, that is the 21st of January. And so do sign up with us if you really want to know more about what our upcoming webinars and so forth. Do visit our website, www.asiahrwomenclub. Okay, so of course, gentlemen are welcome to attend this webinar, because gentlemen also need to form habits, right, in order to have a better version of themselves. So I don't have any other. Do you have any question about the club, or about the subject today, or even about HHR? No, right. Okay, so I'll pass the control back to Marie. Thank you.
I think to add
Thank you,
some
Ms. Rita.
point on explanation about what Rita mentioned, that we are open the Asia HRM because we want to support each other, right? So I recommend you to join us. As I mentioned also that I'm upskilling myself by joining Asia HRM because I want to be a better leader, a better person. So I know that Rita helped me to get a lot of opportunity to explore more and more things that I can learn. So we commit to not stop learning together as a team, as a community. So I recommend you to join us. Let's join the conversation and maybe we can find another opportunity together also.
This is very true, Miss Rani. Thank you very much. So that's why we would like to encourage everyone. So keep joining our webinar. Okay, please register at asiahrm.com. And another thing, like this Saturday, actually, our in Indonesia, right? On Saturday, December 18 at 9 p.m. Cambodia time, 9 to 10, there will be another webinar, but this one is specifically for students who would like to work and study in the United States. So we will be having one speaker who's been living and studying in US for 32 years, who is from Indonesia. Okay, so who will share her experience and knowledge on how to make it easy for everyone, for the young adults, students who wish to study, to get scholarship, and to work in the United States. So we will share you the invitation in the Telegram. So just let me know. I will forward it to you. So those who would be interested to join are free to join. And also for Asia HRM, like what Ms. Rita said, so we have a monthly activities, um, um, activities that we provide to all our members. So please do join us. So visit our website, asiahrwomanclub.com, and check our IG, Instagram, Asia HR Woman Club, our LinkedIn account, okay, Asia HR Woman Club. So it's easy to find because it's all Asia HR Woman Club. Okay. And the same thing with Asia HRM. And please join our public group, so where we can chat, we can communicate, and we can interact. And everyone are free to join. Everyone, you can ask questions. You can you can share experiences, work-related experiences, personal experiences about life, about family, about work. Okay, thank you very much. If we don't have any questions, again, I would like to thank everyone who joined us today.
Picture.
Yes.
Mary, yeah, the most.
Okay, before I forget, thank you, Ms. Rita, for reminding me. I would encourage everyone to open your camera so we would have picture together. Okay, so please open your camera. We'll take one picture. And then again, I would like to thank our speakers for today, Mr. Chris Anthony. If you want to reach him, I sent his WhatsApp number on the chat group. And also, if you wish to get the slide presentation of Miss Rani, please do send me a message on Telegram. I will share it to you. Okay, everyone, if you could open your camera so we can take photo. And I hope to see you again in all other activities that we have for Asia Professional and also for other members of our society.
So can anybody help with a group picture, Mary or Rani?
Yes, sure, I can.
Yeah, one.
Okay. Oh, thank you so much. I know that some of you is also on the road, like
So Miss Luba is on the car, so she's from Russia.
Hi, thank you so much.
Welcome.
Take care.